I take this privilege to welcome Dr. Anuja and dietitian Monika to our session. But we are going to talk about is why is my kid experiencing frequent constipation? Well, to know all about this, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce what BabyChakra is all about before we begin. BabyChakra is one India's largest pregnancy and parenting platform. It is a one-stop destination for all expecting moms. We try and connect parents with all our experts who bring valuable information and which is research based. On this note, we kickstart with our today's topic of why is my kid facing frequent constipation? I would welcome the panelists once more, and I would like Dr. Anuja to speak about herself.
Hello, everyone. Hello, all those who are watching live. Thank you for joining in the afternoon time. Thank you, Pooja, and thank you, BabyChakra, for having me over. I am Dr. Anuja Pethe. I am a pediatrician. I'm practicing since last more than 13 years. I'm based in Mumbai. And my focus mainly is on preventive pediatrics with healthy lifestyle modification in children. And I am seeing host of my patients coming with complaints of constipation, or most of them I detect myself. So this is a very, very important topic. And thank you, Baby Chakra, for having this.
Thank you, Dr. Anuja. Dietitian Monica, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm dietitian Monika based at Faridabad. I'm practicing diet and nutrition from past 20 years now. I deal with all the patients suffering from lifestyle diseases like we have PCOS, we have constipation or acidity problem, then diabetes, high cholesterol, hypothyroid, and many more. So today we'll be dealing with the problem which is very common. Like I would say that one in every three individuals suffer from this problem of constipation, because once we change our lifestyle a bit, our gut will definitely come to know about it. So thank
Right.
you so much, Baby Chakra, for letting me come on this platform and listen to people's problem, and I would love to solve them. Thank you.
Thank you, Dietitian Monica. Before we deep dive about this topic, I would just like to take a minute to say that children are experiencing constipation and they are delaying their bowel movements. Many kids experience the occasional bout of constipation during their childhood. Chronic constipation can be slightly different, but yet it is challenging to understand how a child faces all this. And we have our eminent panelists who will be speaking about this. So, over to you, Dr. Anuja. Can you help me understand how do we identify constipation in kids?
The most important question is this: how to identify constipation? Because many a times we think that constipation is just hard stools or difficulty passing stools or not passing stools for many days together or blood in stools, but these are manifestations of really severe constipation. Okay, so parents need to understand when they should take the child to their pediatrician, all right, way before these severe symptoms start happening. So anything can be constipation out of these symptoms which I'm going to mention now. Not necessarily it is definitely constipation, but it is important to get your child checked by his or her pediatrician. If your child has lack of appetite, suddenly doesn't want to eat anything, or on and off tends to have vomiting, okay, that
Right.
can be a initial manifestation of constipation. If your child has frequent burning urination or holds on to urine and urinary difficulties, that can be a beginning of constipation. If your child is complaining of on and off abdominal pain, recurring pain which is not really very severe, that can be constipation. And obviously, if your child has certain behavioral maneuvers, that the child refuses to sit on the potty, or the
Okay.
child insists on standing and passing stools in the diaper, then that can be the beginning of constipation. If your child has certain holding maneuvers, that means they want to retain, hold on to the stool, because while it comes out, it's going to hurt them. So these can be certain manifestations of constipation, need not always be hard stools.
Okay.
So parents should be very aware about what their children are experiencing. Any on and off tummy pain, any sudden lack of appetite, any indigestion frequently or vomiting, they need to get their child checked.
Fine. Thank you for the lovely insight. Monica ji, I would like to ask you, what are the foods that a breastfeeding mother should generally avoid?
Yeah. See, a breastfeeding mother. First, I will start that what are the important nutrients a breastfeeding mother must have, and then we'll come to the food which we have to avoid. So,
Right.
the three key nutrients which are required at this time are protein, calcium, and iron. All right. So calcium is required because we need calcium in our feed so that the child is growing, so the bones are growing. So he needs a lot of calcium at that time. Iron definitely to keep up his hemoglobin levels, and then protein is to build up all the muscles, which because the child is growing day by day. So the protein foods are definitely milk, paneer. Then we have eggs or lentils, whole legumes. These are the good foods, and iron rich foods becomes like we have pomegranate, good amount of fruits and vegetables, green leafy vegetables, whole grains, oats. These are very important. And then calcium, which is the key nutrient at this time. So for calcium, the all the breastfeeding mothers must have dill seeds in their diet. Then green leafy vegetables of course are good. Then we have peas, peanuts are, and other nuts and seeds like almonds, cashew. These are very important. In fact, we have some foods which are galactagogues also, like we have zira, we have phenol, we have a very specific thing gone. If you are mothers, you must be knowing that.
Yes.
So that is the edible gum, which is a very famous galactagogue. It helps in milk production and building the immunity of the mother. So these are the things which mother must focus on while breastfeeding. And yes, what she should not have is caffeine, definitely, and
Okay.
processed foods, caffeine, and fish because it is high in mercury.
Okay. So
Red
thank you
or
for these
mercury.
love. Yeah, thank you for these lovely insights. These are definitely helpful for our moms who are, just giving birth and just trying to face this very common issue in their kids. Moving to you, Dr. Anuja, we have a very prominent question. How can constipation be treated? Well, most of the mothers feel like, it's a home treatment. But what what can you just let the people know about the stages and then the line of treatment into it?
So, before we come to the line of treatment, I would want to mention this important point when we are talking about constipation is that about 5% constipation cases are problem cases wherein we need to intervene and there is some underlying problem that is detected. So every constipation needs to run through any complaints of constipation, like we discussed previously, needs to be cross-checked by the pediatrician and discussed so that we don't miss out on the problem reasons of constipation. And 95% reasons for constipation is we call it functional constipation. That means there is nothing wrong underlying, but because of a faulty eating habit, the child tends to have formed stools, which are then difficult to pass. So, the five-pronged approach, there are five prongs that we consider in treating constipation. Is first is we need to educate the parents that it is not a quick fix. Okay,
Right.
constipation, when it manifests, the underlying constipation has started many months before. So if you are expecting within 2 3 days the problem will go away, that is not going to happen. So one is educating the parents. It is very important so that they are prepared mentally to give that treatment for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. And this I'm talking about medication. The food
Yes.
modification, which is the major crux of treatment, continues all along because ultimately it is healthy food that we are aiming at. So first is parental education. Second is water intake and fiber intake. So water intake, lot of children avoid drinking water in the school time, and then they keep gulping water in the evening, so that causes bladder disturbances, that leads to constipation because majority of the time they are underhydrated. So they need to drink enough water. They need to have enough fiber in their diet, and when they have enough natural fiber, not added fiber, natural
Mm-hmm.
fiber. So again, diet plays a major role in managing constipation. So that has to be explained to them, and suddenly a family cannot modify the diet. So that has to be taken step by step. How to gradually increase the fiber content, because sudden increase in fiber content will also lead to bloating and indigestion. So that has to be balanced properly. The third aspect is ensuring that there are no micronutrient deficiencies, right? So the diet has to be planned properly. Then medications come in, have a role to play. Medications are given initially for about 2 to 3 months, and then once soft stools are achieved, then a maintenance therapy is given for additional 2 to 3 months. So this is very, very important. And finally, we come to physical activity, because lot of kids these days, especially after the COVID pandemic, sudden drop in physical activity levels, lot of screen time makes them sedentary, and a sedentary child is more prone for constipation. So as a prevention as well as a treatment, regular physical activity is very important. Below 6 years it is free play, so the child needs to be given opportunity to play outdoors in a safe environment, and above 6 years it can be a structured physical activity, whatever sport the child enjoys.
Absolutely. This is a very detailed and a very informative answer. Coming to you, Monica ji, what are the best foods that we can, start with for a baby to avoid constipation? Now,
Yes.
most of the mothers are giving pureed forms or semi-solid form, but still the child gets constipated. So, can you just enlighten us with your thoughts here?
Yes. So for constipation, the most important thing we need to have in our diet is the insoluble fiber. So if though we are making puree of the things, but we should not remove the peel. Wash it properly and chop the peel or grate the peel. That is also should be included in our diet. And there's a very popular saying that the fruits and vegetables that starts with P helps us to poop.
Okay.
So we have pear, we have papaya, we have prunes, then we have plums, we have peaches, we have peas. So all these are very good for cleaning your gut,
Mm-hmm.
and lot of liquids also should be there. This Dr. Anuja very rightly said that apart from the food we eat, it is the liquid intake and exercise level. They are also very important. Exercise gives us a stimulation to the intestines so that they clean up very nicely in the mornings, and liquid is so that the stool passes uh, very easily for them. They do not have
Okay.
to apply a lot of pressure, so that's why fluid is also required. And definitely whole grain cereals, like mothers can prepare dalia, whole wheat porridge, or you can have them dal dalia khichdi. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Children can have oats ka chila, which is one of the favorite of my children. Then oats ka dosa comes out very well. And then of course pureed pear, peaches, prunes, plums, these are very good.
Right. So we come to the audience question now, and it is very interesting to understand, like mothers who want to ask. Dr. Anuja and Dr. Monica, you can give your thoughts upon this. This is a very open question. My child has been constipated since 1 week, and we have been traveling, and he has a very difficult time in passing stools. So, what is the solution that you would advise me? Anyone?
Okay, so before diet, I would just quickly come in so Monica can guide about what food changes are important. But for this particular parent whose child is complaining or she is noticing constipation since 7 days, it's and travel is associated. So underhydration, erratic drinking of water, erratic eating because of travel has led to this. So once the eating pattern regularizes, these complaints will go away. For immediate relief, there are medications which can be given. So she has to consult her pediatrician for these medication prescriptions. Follow them at the same time, increase the water intake of the child, and ensure that she gives wholesome food, homemade, absolutely no processed, packaged, and because these have preservatives and stabilizers and even the marketing gimmicks of added fibers and added nutrients, I would request parents not to fall prey to these gimmicks, because when it is naturally packaged by nature, that is most bioavailable, and when it is man-made and added by man in a food factory, those foods need to be avoided.
Wow. Monica ji?
Yeah. So since the parent is traveling, so see what happens is the food which is readily available outside is either the rice, or the rotis from which the fiber has been extracted, because we have observed that the roti we eat outside is whiter in color as compared to the roti which we have at home. So it has, because it has added bran when we consume whole wheat roti. The roti which we get outside, the bran is extracted, it is sold separately, and rest of the wheat is made into rotis. So definitely it is lack of fiber. For that, what solution I can give is the mother can carry, herself oats ka powder or wheat bran. ठीक है, how
Okay.
it depends how young is or how old is the child.
ठीक है.
How old or how young is the child? Is it
Uh,
like
it's not mentioned out here. Probably we
not
can say bit a toddler kind of thing.
toddler kind of a thing? So she should have definitely good amount of fruits, pear and all, and water intake should be there. She can carry oat bran or wheat bran along, and have it
Okay.
after meals. Have it 1 teaspoon of oat bran or wheat bran with water, because
Okay.
these two, the husk, the fiber is really missing when we eat out, and rice is helps in binding. So
Right.
if we'll have particularly rice diet, it will bind our stool more than wheat. And second thing is banana. These two
Right.
things bind the stool.
Okay. Thank you for your
Yeah.
lovely inputs. I have a question from another question from a new mom who has delivered the baby, and the baby is around 2 months old. She's exclusively breastfeeding the child, but she sees the stools being passed away by the child after every fourth day or the sixth day. Now, her concern is that is this normal, number one, or is the child facing constipation?
Right.
What would
So
be
for
your
a two
thoughts on
month old
this?
who is exclusively breastfed, this particular pattern of passing motions is absolutely normal, provided
Okay.
the baby is gaining adequate weight and the baby is
Okay.
passing urine at least 7 to 8 times in 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And gaining adequate weight is an indicator that the breast milk supply is good. A
Okay.
immediate quick check for the mother is when she feeds from one side, if she leaks on the other side, that means her milk supply is reasonably good. So
Mm-hmm.
these are the pointers which she should follow. And breastfed babies can sometimes pass motion once in 7 to 8 days also, which is also normal provided enough urination and good weight gain. And the baby is comfortable. So if the baby is uncomfortable, cranky, not able to take feeds, then this child needs to be checked. Otherwise, this
Oh,
is normal.
okay. Monica ji?
Yeah, so here I would say, like, we have very little control over such a small baby. So what we can do is we can give a little massage to the intestines, because definitely exercise is not possible for the child. So what we can provide externally is that we should massage the lower part of the belly where our intestines are, so that they get stimulated. And in yoga, there's a very good child pose, if they are aware of. In the thighs are pressed against the abdomen. So because I remember when my children were small, we have the master used to come, she used to massage in such a way that immediately the baby poops. So give
Okay.
a good massage to the lower belly, and you can, press the thighs of the baby against the lower abdomen.
Right.
So it will give a stimulation to that area, and it will help him out.
Right. So both the insights were very, very helpful. With a personal experience, added a beautiful touch to this. I would like to thank these doctors for giving their wonderful insights and understanding that constipation can come in different formats. We don't know how what the child would be telling if the child is able to communicate this, but the mother has to be a little vigilant about how the daily things are happening in her children's life. With this, I would like Dr. Anuja to give a takeaway message for our audience about this topic and understanding.
Yes, so constipation, like Pooja summarized very well, comes in various manifestations. So, as parents, we need to be alert and aware. So, any child who is erratically not eating well, sudden drop in appetite, or on and off abdominal pain, uh, frequent potty also, after eating, sometimes they immediately pass potty, or soiling of pants can be an indication of constipation, as well as frequent urinary complaints and on and off vomiting. Of course, a child who is not growing well, we need to rule out the causes. One of it is constipation. So, a regular physical And developmental checkup with your pediatrician is very, very important. So I encourage all parents to be very regular about their child's growth tracking and checkups. And of course, if the child is exhibiting any withholding behavior, standing while passing motions or refusing to sit on the potty, these need to be addressed properly. For any queries, concerns, parents who are watching can DM me. My Instagram handle is at Dr. Anuja Pethe, and my FB page is also at Dr. Anuja Pethe.
Thank you, Dr. Anuja. Monika ji, would you like to give up a takeaway message?
Yes. So here I would start that every mother is the dietitian of her home. And these good eating habits should be inculcated in the childhood, because whatever we make our children learn in their childhood, they will never forget it. Once they are into their teenage years, they will not listen to us. So this is
Yes.
the right time. Inculcate those habits, good fiber in your diet, good protein and antioxidants. So in our Indian diet, basically, especially on festivals, so we have puris or parathas, and many children, even college goers, I have seen that tea, chai, and paratha is their staple food, which is
Right.
not done. It is not good in protein, many vitamins and minerals and antioxidants. So from the very beginning, if you take care of their diet, good amount of fiber, protein, everything is in their diet. Not only constipation, lot of medical problems, they will come out easily. Their immunity will be better, then their stamina will be better, and everything. So every mother is a dietitian to her children. And this is a very important age that what they eat must be taken care of. So here I must end, and then you can call me or message me. I'm there on Insta. I have a clinic by the name Health Abode, so they can follow me on Insta by the name dietitian Monika at Health Abode, and same is the Facebook page.
Okay, thank you so much, Monika ji. We all know that festival is round in the corner, and eating a lot of savory items, sweet items, can probably make your child land up in constipation. But we are vigilant enough, we are very, very aware that what needs to be done with this live session that's happened just today. I would like a moment to thank the panelists, Dr. Anuja and Monika ji, for giving such a wonderful insight and coming to BabyChakra platform for sharing their valuable views. I would also request the users that you can download the app, ask us questions. These doctors are available to answer you and definitely find a solution to the problem which is available. Thank you so much, panelists, for sparing your valuable time. It was wonderful having a session with you both.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Pooja.
you.